All right, everyone. So, in today's episode, I'm going to give you my watch list for Monday morning. Now, let me just pause for a moment. Um, when we last spoke on Friday, I was beginning to admit that I may be having more than just a problem with my seasonal allergies. At this point, it seems evident that I have contracted an illness. I have nearly lost my voice. Those of you guys who tune in regularly know that this is not the first time this has happened to me. In fact, it happens more often than I'd like. I think part of it is, it comes with the territory of the job, which is that I talk all day long, streaming, making these videos, etc. So I am going to do the game plan watch list for tomorrow. I will be showing up every single day this week, even if it's just with a whisper. We're in too hot of a market for me not to show up. This is just incredible momentum. I finished the month of May with nearly $1 million in trading profits. Unbelievable. What a terrific month. So as we go into the month of June, my feeling right now is still pedal to the metal, hot market, and I'm optimistic that we're going to see an increase in volume because I recall during my days in school that I wouldn't trade during the school year, but I would start trading during summer break, right? So I'm expecting that we're going to see a number of teachers, professors, but students as well, college students that are on summer break that decide to come into the market. So what that makes me think is that we're going to see heightened market volatility and volume over the next few months, certainly through the month of June. Just last week, there was a big Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas. The price of Bitcoin is a little off its high from May 22nd, but still really quite high. And Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have been really strong catalysts in the past several weeks. So we're definitely going to want to keep that on watch. Let's just get right to it. This is going to be a tough one for me, and it's probably going to be hard for you to listen to as well. So why don't we just go straight to the watch list for Monday morning? Okay, so I will be streaming Monday morning. I will put a link for the 2-week trial for $20 for those of you guys that want to do it. During the trial, you not only get access to my live broadcast, but you also get access to your own installation of this software right here, which is Day Trade Dash, scanners, charts, news feed, chat room, etc. So let me grab a drink of water. Hang on. We're going to get through this. I'll just keep an ice cube in my mouth. We'll see if that helps a little bit. All right. So on Friday, in the afternoon, you ended up seeing a really nice move on BMGL. This went up 500%, which is phenomenal. So again, I left some money on the table. I didn't trade it on Friday. But you got this move from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Is it worth watching tomorrow? Yes, it is. And it's definitely on the watch list. But what level does it really need to break? It needs to break Friday's high. So if at, let's say, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., it pops up and it first breaks through, let's say, this high here of 545, that would look great. And then I would want to see it consolidating kind of in this area. So at 7 a.m., we could get a trade up through the high. If at 4 a.m. it breaks the high, I'll trade it at 7 a.m. for the next leg up. The only thing I don't want to see is that it's come way back down or that it popped up and then came way back down because then the chart's going to be more or less ruined. So I like BMGL, even though it doesn't have news, no fresh news. But at this point, it's pure momentum, technical momentum. It's squeezing, it's moving, certainly on Friday, and it's worth watching coming into Monday morning. So BMGL, that one's on the watch list. Now, GITS was another one. We had 3 stocks up over 100% to close the day on Friday, which is really pretty impressive. So GITS, I made some good money on this on Friday morning. But as you can see, it pulled back most of the day. And at this point is really not worth, I don't think, considering. So this one's out of play. By the way, one of the things I like about BMGL is that it's a blue sky setup. It's a Singapore company, so it is foreign. It's got that extra volatility and risk that comes with trading foreign companies, but it's not something that I would write off in this market. In a colder market, I'd be cautious, but in this market, I would consider it. Yes, ascending resistance at this yellow trend line on the daily, but I think that as long as we can get above that level, we're in good shape. I don't know if it will. I think there's a good chance that tomorrow there'll be something else that pops up, is fresh, and traders are jumping on the next stock around $1 or $2 or $3 to go to 7, rather than buying something at 7 for a squeeze up to 14. Let's look at SBET for 1 second. So SBET, as you can see, has pulled back quite a bit, peaked at about over 120 on Friday. Unbelievable. Came all the way back down to $58 a share. So it has pulled back quite a bit. And I think at this point, I'm just going to leave it alone. I just don't think that it's worth trading. Possibly on the daily chart. See, the thing is, we got this pop, we got this pullback, and that first daily candle to make a new high was right here. Now it's pulling back again. So as it's pulling back again, if we get a pullback, maybe we could get a first daily candle to make a new high. But I don't think so. Sorry, guys. So SBET, that one's off the list. No go. GWH, big move, similar to BMGL. Keep it on watch as a maybe. Just a maybe. So we got a couple maybes. BSLK. This one, I don't think it's going to work. It does have a lot of room on the daily to curl. However, it just feels like the move after hours, pre-market, and then I just don't think it, I don't know. I don't think it's going to work. 5 million share flow. So then BSLK, you're good. BSLK, this one hit a high of 450. Yeah, I just think at this point, see that pop after hours, then that big pop, and it's basically been on the backside since. If it can get back above 440, maybe. IMCC, continuation on the daily. Cannabis, I don't usually like cannabis companies. I think I'm going to leave that one alone. And this really might just be allergies. I'm still not convinced, because I do have a pretty strong immune system. On the continuation scan, SBET, right? FAAS, no, float's too high. IMNN, maybe, but I think it's going to be too crowded. LVWR, no, I'm kind of over it. Yeah. Check the recent IPO scanner. I don't like any of these. I've seen them. I've already looked at them. They're no good. Let's see. After hour top gainer scanner, IMCC, CLF. So these ones are, IMCC we talked about. CLF is no good. Not interested. Float's too high. So going into Monday morning, these two scanners are what pay the bills for me. This is how I find stocks to trade. So it'll be what's the top leading gainers right here, and it may be one of these that are continuing, and then watching the small cap scanner, especially when news is likely to come out. When you guys tune into my broadcast, I want you to remember, it's a classroom. It's an interactive classroom where you're able to watch me put the strategies I teach on display. So you get to actually see me trading. And, I have a lot of conviction in my trades. I'll put big money on the line. I'll take a good amount of risk. And when I'm right, I'm going to have some pretty big green days. When I'm wrong, I'll have losses. I'll have red days. But you get to see it all transparently in real time. So the best thing for you guys to do is do that 2-week trial and get into the community and give it a try for yourself and see what it's like to trade side by side with me for the next 2 weeks. Let's get June off to a great start. I'm going to rest my voice for the rest of the day. I'm going to go to bed early tonight. And tomorrow morning, I'll be back at it, 7 a.m., bright and early. And I bet we're going to find some momentum. So I don't know what this week has in store for us, but I'll be here every day, rain or shine, just like the postman. All right, so I'll see you guys back at it first thing tomorrow morning. Reminder, as always, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, and there's no guarantee you'll find success. Whether you trade on your own or you learn from me, so please take it slow and always practice in a simulator before putting real money on the line. All right, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning.